All right. Sure. So, digital photography. I do have two digital cameras. They're very impressive. They're really expensive. I'm very proud of them. The first is this Olympus FE330, 8 megapixels, built-in flash. That's a sweet one right there. Oh yeah. And it is now done writing the photo to the card. A card that I don't have a reader for, but you can use USB out to get the photos that way. And I don't have a cable for it either. So, anyway, my second digital camera is this one. It is a Samsung WB35F, and it's 16 megapixels. Yeah, 4.3 to 51.6, 12x optical zoom. I think it's 16 digital zoom. And this one takes micro SD cards. 24 digital, but that last 12 is useless. But it takes a micro SD card, so I've got a 256 gigabyte card in there. It estimates that I can take 60,000-ish more pictures before I have to offload them. Yeah, digital photography is not really my thing. I've just never really given it much of an honest try. And definitely not since I've gotten so into analog. Like, it took me, I'm pretty late to the game when it comes to analog photography. I've been shooting film almost a year. I got my first film cameras back in 2009. But they just sat in a bag, collected dust for 15 years. My first foray into photography has been exclusively with film so far. I did have a little mirrorless digital camera that I bought after I started shooting film, but I just hated using it. It sucked to pick that camera up and try to take pictures with it. The settings were a pain because the touchpad, the little circle pad on the back, was so touchy, and it was also a wheel. So I would try to scroll through the settings on the back of this camera, and you would inevitably push one of the buttons while scrolling, and then you're on a different setting. And it wasn't conducive to manual settings that I had gotten used to on my analog cameras. And that's just not what that camera was for. It was a compact, early mirrorless camera. It was meant to be small and easy to use. But my mindset couldn't really adjust to make owning that camera worthwhile to me. I sold it. Right now, filming on my phone, I a little bit regret that, but can't dwell on the past. So Why did it take me so long to consider photography as a hobby? Like, I've got thousands of pictures on my phone, and I've always enjoyed things that look nice. I I know there's a perfectly good Nikon DSLR in my parents' basement that hasn't been touched in years, and I could definitely just have grabbed that at any point. I don't know why I had to stumble across the more difficult version of photography to get into the hobby. A big thing, obviously, it just feels really good. It sounds good. And you've got little dials, buttons, and just things you can feel and hear. That's low. But it just, from the perspective of the actual sensation of using the object, that is much more pleasant than that, to me. And I guess it's because the end result being the photo, the finished picture, isn't the majority of the joy for me that comes from taking the photo. I think before shooting film for the first time, and before really going down that rabbit hole, I didn't really understand much about photography. Um, I didn't really get that it was a skill that you can practice and improve on. I just kind of thought, like, I don't know, like anything else with technology on a surface level, it's like, all right, you've got a calculator. The calculator does all the work for you. So math is easy now, right? But I mean, that's not true for a lot of things. And really, like, I didn't know anything about aperture and shutter speed or ISO. I didn't know anything about exposure. I just kind of assumed a digital camera just made it too easy to be impressive or interesting. And obviously, that's not the case. I think maybe the Dunning-Kruger effect is why I didn't have any sort of respect for digital photography. And I guess, I don't know, I don't really have a whole lot of respect for film photography either. Like, I knew it was something that you could screw up. And so maybe that's why I tried it. I don't know. Just shooting something on a good looking film doesn't make the picture good automatically. Or, like, that's not all it takes. It's not just, I can take a picture of literally anything with Kodak Gold and I've just got outstanding results every time. I think I've realized that the same is true for a digital camera. It doesn't matter how the autofocus, the image stabilization, none of that matters if you aren't consciously putting the camera in a position to record something interesting. And I don't think I realized that before getting into film. Like, I think I was drawn to it by the kind of nostalgic film look. I think slowing down to learn how the camera works and what to do with the settings has kind of helped me realize that the other part, besides just exposing an image well, is actually finding something and composing something good. When everything else is the same, what makes the difference is the decisions I make using the camera, how I decide to set up my shot. And so I think that's kind of what's brought me around to kind of a rekindled interest and respect for digital photography. I've just learned more about what it takes to make a good photo. That it's not just focusing correctly, and it's not just exposing correctly. It's not just a nice looking color palette from a warm film stock that looks good. I want to kind of challenge myself to figure out how I can take digital photos that I actually like. I need to limit the instant gratification that I've been giving myself with film photography. And I need to shoot something that I don't enjoy. I don't know. I feel like I'm not reaching my potential if I have to have a camera that just feels and sounds good to take photos that I like. What's up, gamers? Welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play. So I found a little campground. It's technically closed, but the light is not too bad. There might be some nice spots. There's a little stream that runs through it, so maybe I'll try and get a couple pictures. We'll see. Campsite here. It's kind of down in a nook. Looks kind of nice with the light on the table. You probably can't even see me. So the dapple shade looks nice. Moss on that tree looks kind of nice. I kind of like the stairs, but I don't know. Seems pretty overexposed. Yeah, that might be okay. Who knows? Try a couple other angles. Little dog in the corner. There, took another one. I think the real key to this is probably going to be editing, which I really don't know how to do. Because I've only edited like 7 of my film photos, because I just started scanning and developing at home. We'll see. It might be okay. I like the light coming from behind the trees, moss on the trees. Looks good. The restroom's not a pretty subject, but in a way it kind of makes sense. I'll try one a little more. That might be okay. And then through here, you can see light on a couple tables. Oh, it could be good. I've taken a lot of photos of these concrete and wooden tables that are all over Oregon. Those aren't them, but moss grows on the legs really well. They're super thick planks, and I don't know, sometimes they just look kind of funny, kind of weird and out of place. So maybe I'll do like a project of all the tables I've taken pictures of. Vehicles, logging equipment, something or other. So it's not very good. I don't think the flash is really doing much. A little more distance here. Alright. Parked up here because I saw a gate back there and it looked kind of cool, but there wasn't really a good place to park where another rig couldn't get by. So, a little more walking. Okay, this is the gate. It's rusty and yellow and it's kind of hidden, so I think I could maybe make a few interesting photos out of it. Set you down here. Just a simple, straight down the road. Boy, I don't know about that. Exposure compensation reset again. So that's probably why everything looked really blurry. But we'll try it again. One nice thing about digital is I can take the photo as many times as I want, and then I can delete them all, and I can do it again. And I can't do that on film, but I think that's what makes me slow down and make sure that I've got my settings right when it comes to film. And I'm just leaving flash on auto. I don't really know. I haven't shot anything with flash, so I don't know when to use it. I don't know when not to use it. Figure if the camera thinks it's a good idea, the camera might know better. But so I think if I tighten that a little and I get, yeah, maybe I'll do a little more detailed something, because really what I like is the color on the rusty painted yellow gates. But I also want to get enough context so that it's not just a gate and a sea of green, because that's not interesting either. Boy, if the screen wasn't so... Hey, get back here! Come on! Alexa, remind me to charge the shock collars. That looks okay. It's not bad. Now, the tripod's going to be in this one, but I don't really care because I'm not super jazzed on it. Maybe I need to go through the settings a little more. I think I've just got this on like pretty much default automatic. A couple more detail shots. I think there's some bullet holes in this sign. Yeah. Let's get in tight. We'll do a little bit of yellow, a little bit of green, a little bit of red. With flash, I guess. Let's try that without. Yeah, I don't think I like it. What are you eating? Those might not be food. That's a little bit cooler. A lot of flare though, because the sun's behind you. Should be okay. Ooh, big scary. Alright, there's probably enough photos of the gate. I'm going to set you down there. Tuck that in my pocket. Oh. Okay. I'll put you on the roof. Looking out that way. Boy, it resets the exposure compensation. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I actually haven't been using the camera right. Ugh, that's a little sketchy, but I need the height. Nope. Exposure compensation. It's not a good idea. Need to go the other way. That was not great. I think it might just be the screen, but I'm not really getting much range. Maybe it's too dark over there compared to the blue sky. Try something like that. Maybe. I'm not really stoked on that. Thought it was going to be a better view up here. Now you're up on the hood of my truck. But this little corridor of trees looks kind of nice with the sun coming through sideways. Portrait shot, some decent zoom. Super blurry. Yeah, that was dark. Let's try dialing the exposure down 2/3 of the stop. And this might just be too dim to handhold with this camera. We'll give it a shot. We'll give it flash too. Who knows? It's definitely going to use it. It's definitely not going to help. Yeah, that shutter speed is forever. Boy, that just... See, it looks great with my eyes. And it even looks okay in the little screen on the back of the camera. And the exposure looks pretty good on the preview, but super blurry. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll just shoot straight into the sun and that'll be enough light. Yeah, I just don't feel like these are turning out good. Okay, you're on the roof again. There's no real subject here. I mean, I guess if anything, it's that tree in the middle with the moss. There's trees all over the place, so whatever. Kind of a little draw here. And the sun's coming through these trees in a way that looks good. One thing I keep doing, I got big hands. This is a small camera, so I keep covering up the flash with my knuckle or my finger, or at least part of it. Probably not the whole thing, but I'm trying to. I don't know what I'm trying to do. That might be okay. That one might be alright. Well, probably gonna wrap it up there. Getting kind of hungry, so I know the dogs are getting kind of hungry, aren't you? One sec. Let me get Yep. Anyway, so I'm not under any delusion that this isn't the type of photography that this camera was made for. So painting a brush over digital cameras using a 10-year-old point and shoot digicam as an example is not fair to digital photography as a skill, but it's what I've got at my house right now. So I don't know how many photos I've taken today. It's definitely more than 36, but this is not where this camera shines. So I'm going to try to do something else next time, but mostly it's the end of the week. I'm tired. I wanted to be outside. I got my dogs with me, so can't lose in that regard. It's a beautiful day out. Wind sounds nice. It's a nice little breeze.
Pause real quick. After editing this video and the photos, I feel like I need to clarify a few things and sort of reiterate my final thoughts on the whole experience. When I recorded the intro, my opinion on digital photography was inexperienced and misinformed and very biased towards film photography. Even the cheapest and most basic version of digital photography can be super rewarding and tons of fun. I had an absolute blast shooting this little camera. I took the Samsung with me everywhere I went for the rest of the weekend and snapped quick photos of whatever I wanted. Here are a few of my favorite photos from this weekend. This little camera is so quick, convenient, and compact that I can't think of any reason why I shouldn't take it with me every single time I go out shooting film, or honestly, every single time I leave my house. The beauty of it is I wind up taking way more photos than I would have with a larger digital camera or with a film camera. I think I even took more photos than I would have just on my phone. And maybe that novelty will wear off eventually, but it's just a fun little piece of technology.
Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll do it again sometime. Hope you enjoy yourselves. Hope you get some fresh air. Go outside. Enjoy looking around.